Alright guys, so let's talk about my current new favourite world, Earth 818. There's so many interesting versions of characters in this universe, and the Avengers Forever storyline is an incredible one, so let's quickly jump into it and see what everything's all about. Okay, so the beginning. Basically, it paralleled the same as every other Earth that has been around. This one itself was destined to be the loveliest planet in the multiverse. Everything went the same, creation, blah blah blah. Then the multiversal Masters of Evil turned up and absolutely butchered this version's Avengers 1 million BC. As a result, this world ended up becoming a wasteland of what it should have been, a barren shell, and yeah, it was then taken over by the Black Skull. And if you don't know who the Black Skull is, you should check out my other video. Basically, what happens if the Red Skull gets the Venom symbiote. So, what happens now? History has been rewritten. No longer is this the loveliest planet in existence. It's just a terrible, terrible place to live. Do you still get Avengers? Do you still get evolution? Well, yes, you do, but not the way you were expecting it. Okay, so let's start with Tony Stark, this universe's Ant-Man. In this timeline, Tony Stark is obsessed over the past and dedicated himself to basically studying all the forgotten sciences to basically relieve him of his loneliness. He went out and studied. He also made his own friend, which is this universe's version of Vision. He discovered an ancient celestial head while researching, and in doing so found something that made a miracle-sized changing particles. He adapted this and called it Stark Particles, a very take on Pym particles. Basically, due to his knowledge and these particles, he was captured by the Black Skull. The Black Skull forced him to create war machines, which is basically an elite police force of robots that the Black Skull used to control everything in this universe. Luckily, he managed to escape and joined other heroes to fight off the Black Skull and try to undo the carnage caused by his war machines. The Infinity thing. In this reality, we do not have a Fantastic Four. There's no Reed Richards, no Sue Storm, no Johnny. But there is a Ben Grimm, and Ben Grimm was an astronaut, and basically had enough of what was going on in the world and decided we needed to defeat the Black Skull, and the way to do it is not on this Earth. So he went off into space looking for something, and he came back with immense power. Now, he obviously touched something, either Infinity itself or came into contact with the Infinity Stones, as he now had the power of the Infinity Gauntlet. He looked basically like the 616 thing, except color-coded to the Infinity Stones. He was incredibly strong. As we mentioned, the Vision. So yeah, this version of the Vision was created by Tony Stark, and it was basically because he needed a friend as a lonely, lonely child. Although he was never able to fully finish this version of the Vision, he was a very almost complete android. He was able to help Tony Stark escape the Black Skull and help join the 818 Avengers in the battle at God Quarry. Very similar powers to his 616 counterpart. So, yeah, if a kid can create that, that's pretty incredible. Simon Williams, Wonderman. Now, this version of Wonderman, an interesting one. He was also an actor like his 616 counterpart, except he was captured by the Black Skull, and he was forced to fight people to the death for the entertainment of the Black Skull. Not really acting, if you think of it. After he escaped the clutch of the Black Skull, he met up with Tony Stark and joined the Avengers of this Earth. And then the Ghost Rider and Death Clocks arrived, and they looked at him and said, "We need your help," basically, to defeat the Black Skull. In doing so, they managed to do it on this Earth. However, he didn't go off to God Quarry, as he decided to stay on his Earth to rebuild what has been destroyed. And Moon Knight. So, Moon Knight, Marima, Spectre, joined to fight the War Machines. She was described as a one-woman army, the Fist of Khonshu, and basically she joined the fight because she'd had enough of all these war machines. She was extremely powerful and even joined the fight at God Quarry to attack the Council of Red. And this is the Avengers of Earth 818. Now, they battle the war machines, they help defeat the Black Skull, various versions of the Red Skull as well in his army. Most of the fights, they become members of the Avengers Prime team and help stop at God Quarry, attacking the Council of Red, which is Mephisto's army, as well as Doom Supreme. They were an incredible team. Infinity Thing and Wonderman obviously stay behind to recreate their world, which would be great to see how that goes in the future if we get any more crossovers. I think Tony Stark as Ant-Man was a cool swap around just because they're both very intelligent beings, but just seeing someone with, like, say, Tony Stark's brain with Ant-Man's powers is quite cool. Infinity Thing, again, super strong. Never really thought they'd give that sort of powers to him. He's already quite strong. And Wonderman, I've never really read the comics, so it's quite good to see one where he's more in the forefront, especially with the backstory of being forced to kill by the Black Skull, which I thought was quite cool. Well, killing's not cool, but you know what I mean. Giving him a bit more of a tragic backstory always helps the character out. And then, of course, Robbie Reyes turns up as the All-Rider, trying to set things right. So yeah, let me know what you think of the 818 universe and which characters you want to see brought over to the main universe more often. Let me know in the comments. Cheers.